lovely people over at Tabika Tours, I was given the opportunity to participate on one of their unique tours to a Japanese temple where I could spend the day with a monk. The tour started at the Hachiko statue at Shibuya Station. There I was met by Kasina, my guide for the day. From there we travelled by train to Ichikawa in Chiba Prefecture and by foot to the temple. As we entered, we were greeted by the friendly staff and taken to a traditional Japanese tatami floored room where we were met by the monk Komei Pito. Komei introduced himself and told us a little about his history and how he became a monk. I found out that he made the first steps to become a monk at just 11 years old. He also told us about some of the rules that monks must abide to and also how these have changed to adapt with modern times. After we got to know each other, it was time to take a tour of the temple. Komei showed us some of the artworks in which his father, the monk that previously served at this temple, had painted, as well as showed us some of the pictures hanging around. When we entered the main temple, we were asked to greet the gods by taking some incense and placing it on a heated stone and giving a short prayer. Then we were given an up-close and personal tour of all the different parts of the temple. Usually you aren't allowed to enter these areas, however, on this tour you can. We were shown around the entire place. Komei explained the main hall in the temple is split into 3 sections, representing the past, present, and future. Each section has its own ceremony equipment. Different instruments and different chants are used. Komei can play every single instrument and gave us a special performance. Everything in this temple has its own place and significance. For example, these figures represent the gods for north, south, east, and west and protect all corners of this temple. Komei said that we could ask questions about anything we wanted. So I asked about the books that were resting at the back near the god statues. It turns out that these books are a list dating back to when the temple first opened for all the members who had passed away. When a member of the temple passes away, they are given a new spirit name which is created by the monk at the time to send them off to a new life. He also talked a little bit about Nichiren Buddhism, a branch of Buddhism based on the teachings of the 13th century monk Nichiren. Some common features of this branch include chanting and recital of the Lotus Sutra, which is thought to hold extraordinary power. After the tour of the main hall in the temple, it was time to make a lucky charm. Before we started, I had to cleanse my mind and body. Using special powder, I cleansed my hands. Then by meditating for 5 minutes, I cleansed my mind. Next, using a calligraphy pen and a stencil of Japanese kanji, I copied 3 passages that ask the gods to protect the 10 worlds that live inside my soul. I took quite some time, but it was very relaxing. After I had finished writing, I folded the paper up and placed it in a little red bag. Then I wrote an ema, a special wooden block used to wish for big things. After I finished both of these, it was time for the ceremony. Komei had gone and changed into his ceremony clothes. Komei performed a ceremony asking the gods for my ema and lucky charm to come true. It felt like such an honor to have a ceremony performed just for me. Definitely something that doesn't happen very often. Once the ceremony was over, the monk gave back my charm and ema. We then returned to the traditional Japanese room to eat some sweets and drink tea. Then we headed out to the garden to hang up my ema. After that, I was asked to pick a fortune. I got the biggest luck fortune, which meant that I was, well, very lucky. If you get a bad fortune, you are supposed to tie it up and hang it on the fence. If you get a good one, you are supposed to keep it. We then headed out to see the power spots of the temple. These are areas that are known for its great spiritual power. In this temple there was a tree and a well. I had such a great time and I learnt so many things about Buddhism and Buddhist monks and also how they just live their daily life. And it was definitely a unique experience that I will probably never ever get to experience again. So I highly recommend checking it out if you are here in Japan. I have all the links below to Tabika Tours and everything else associated with this tour. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! First we have a staple to take back, and that is Japanese green tea Kit Kats. Next we have these Oporo chocolate, and so they're half strawberry and half chocolate, and they're shaped in a little cone, and they're just so cute and really, really yummy. Next we have these Dotto coffee snacks, and I have been loving these recently. And Dotto is actually a coffee shop here in Japan, which is quite popular, and these are just